a 3-horse race. But when it comes to our interviews, we only have 1 horse involved, and I don't know why I'm calling him a horse. We got Lomein as our interview
More of a goat
for
than a
this
horse,
last match. He wanted to see the damage that he did. He wanted to see the post-match stats. Well, he's here with us right now. Lomein, first of all, congratulations, man, on taking the first DLNS.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad DLNS is back.
Yeah, I'm
back,
so
man.
glad it's back indeed. And it's good to have you guys back as well. Maybe I can start things off with a question for you, because you have been rotating around roles quite consistently depending on like what team you're on. You had a stint as like the Lash player for Melee Creeps. You ended up playing support for them at one phase. Now you're playing a different role within Hydra Nation. Where do you feel like most comfortable as a player?
I think right where I'm at right now is probably my best comfort champs, where like I rotate between like basically all the super strong laning characters. Like basically, I mean, to sum up what I play is like I just play anything that like it was a funny joke yesterday or like 2 days ago. I played Dynamo one time and Leffa was like, I'm not used to playing a weak laner because I was saying that I wasn't doing anything in lane. He said everything was going perfectly fine. But basically, I just play every laner that's like super OP.
Sounds difficult. Jake, what do you got for the man?
Yeah, I mean, I think that really does speak to the general success for Hydra Nation, where you guys have often, as a team, come out of the lanes really strong and then snowballed there from the macro play. And thinking of the game more in that sense, this patch there's been a lot of broad changes with like the slight nerfs to gun things, changes to spirit, but I think maybe the teleporter removal on the walkers being one of the biggest calling cards of this patch. I'm just curious how you see, especially for like people playing solo on the ladder, people who might be watching and thinking about how do they change their approach to the game in this new patch? Like, what would you say about that, especially those teleporters being gone? How do you think about playing around those side lanes?
I've had like this past like 3 days, I've had like a crazy like my teammates call it a monologue, but I've been monologuing crazy about like basically the map state, because we played the deadlock air tournament where we lost in the grand finals to a European team, Lotus. They played really well, and in my opinion, like that main loss was contributed to our like waves. And since there is no longer a side TP, we need to like constantly be on waves. And I was like complaining about that a lot. Like I was like, I would go in like hour rants about how like we need to like be on our waves and like stop like taking like so much, like we need more emphasis on like where the minions are on the map. Like we need to be like what we can, like we need to try what we can do to like shove the minions as much as possible so we have space on the map and like we're not like super congested. Like that's why, like if you look at the second game, if you look at the stats, I literally did not take a single like jungle camp. Like I tried my best to be on like our waves so that we could like, have a better map state, if that makes sense.
Tell us, like on that note, maybe this is relevant in like the macro discussion, Lomein. How are you feeling about like the mid boss changes now, with like the buffs really only applying to players, and also like the way that rejuve buff is like distributed amongst your team? Feel like this is a positive direction for that, or no?
In my opinion, I mean, there was no reason to change the old mid boss. Like I've never once heard anybody complain that the old like mid boss was like needed a change. Like the only thing I've ever heard about the old mid boss was that sometimes the minions were too hard to kill. So like in that regard, maybe they could have reduced them, like the strong minions, by like 50% or something. But I've never like had an interaction where I'm like, dang man, I wish like I respawned half as fast. Like it's like, it's not really much of like that shit was balanced. But right now it's like, I'm not gonna lie, self revives are fucking Thanos broken. And like if you get the second rejuve where you get 4 rejuves, it's like auto win. Like you can literally just run at the base and shoot the base because you have 10 lives.
Yeah, I was watching the games thinking that too. The rejuves are just so strong. I feel like it lets you end the game maybe more easily than the last the older iterations of rejuve. So interesting new changes, but I'm sure this won't be the final state. I'm sure it's always gonna keep shifting for quite a while now.
Yeah, and Lomein, you're actually, if you didn't know, our MVP or player of the match of that series as well. We're gonna get some of your highlights on the screen. But I did want to ask you maybe one question. I know you probably have mentioned on your stream, but for the people out there who are maybe unfamiliar, you guys obviously, you and AVG were on Melee Creeps, and then you ended up leaving a little bit more early than you wanted to at the time to join Hydra Nation. I just wanted to give you a chance to maybe like talk about what was the decision made for going to Hydra Nation, and how have kind of things been within the team now that you've been there for almost 2 months.
So I'm not gonna like, okay. Basically the swap happened. I was on vacation during this time, and then I received DMs of like possible roster swaps, and like maneuvers inside, because like everybody in everybody in the competitive deadlock sphere is like connected. Like we're all friends. Like we all like VC all night. Like, you know, we're all interconnected. And basically what happened was there was like a turmoil between like the teammates of melee creeps, and there was like a mentality shift. And like basically the mentality moved from like trying our very hardest to win to like something else. And basically it just like the vibes weren't good on melee creeps, right? The vibes weren't good on melee creeps. So AVG like tried to perform a roster move, and then from there, you know, it happened. And then like the teams agreed, and then yeah, and then we're here.
What about
enough late night.
Where
now,
are the vibes at now for you guys?
Honestly, we try literally our hardest every day. I mean, okay, not hardest, but like we like try every day to like get better, and it's like it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
The vibe is
probably.
nice.
Yeah, the vibe is nice. Vibe is good. Vibes are good. I like my teammates.
Is there any late night Roblox happening with you and the Hydra Nation guys?
Yeah, sometimes me and Lord and them, we hop on Squid Game.
All right. Well, Lomein, before we do let you go, we did finally get a calculation of how much money was donated throughout the night and throughout the last couple of days. And it seems we will be doing 903 prize pool per region. So you and Hydra Nation will be taking home $903. And I'm hoping that whenever we get to see each other at LAN one day, you're going to buy me some Chipotle.
If that's what it takes, yeah, I'm down. I mean, the deadlock competitive scene is nothing like without you guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like I appreciate everybody on this like production. Like I appreciate the donations. Like everybody. I'm telling you, everybody that plays competitive deadlock is extremely grateful, because like we are literally nothing without you guys. Like you guys donate to the prize pool on top of production. Like it's insane.
I would love to take all the credit, but you know what? It's not just us. You got Gluten Snake putting out some fantastic content and some events. You have Deadlock Deathmatch run by the Dead Air guys who are putting out some events. Finally, Deathy doing the Deathy Death Slam. You got Core doing events as well. You know, it's not just stuff. We can't take all of the credit for it, though we do appreciate any of the credit we do get. It is a big push of everyone to make Deadlock big and make it awesome, because we all love this game. But Lomein, thank you so much for joining us, man. And can't wait to see you guys until next week.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys for hosting again. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye, cutie. Don't get jealous.
I mean, it goes both ways. Like, I do think that like something special about these Hydra Nation guys is that they put in like an unreal amount of effort, and we're in a like really early phase in Deadlock's history where like there's not anything like concrete on the horizon, but these guys work their asses off to sort of keep NA being a competitive region. And like, you know, Lomein said, like they bust their ass basically every day. So I like to think it's reciprocal between us and teams like them. So any Deadlock team that's out there working their hardest, we're working to try and recognize that as well. So keep it up.